good week. This is the Kayfabe report, as always, leading you up to the next World Wrestling Entertainment pay-per-view. This is the second largest pay-per-view of the year. It is the Royal Rumble. It is the 25th anniversary of the Royal Rumble. This time we've got a new panel this pay-per-view. From my right to left, if you will.
I'm Chris Kamikaze Allery.
I'm Russ Akins.
And I'm Tony Potts. We're going to go over the card. We're going to give predictions and whatnot about what we expect to happen this Sunday at the Royal Rumble. Let's start, I don't say at the bottom of the card, because after all, it is a heavyweight championship match. It is for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's a cage match. Mark Henry, the Big Show, getting ready to, either one could possibly take the strap from the World Heavyweight Champion. This is weird to say, Daniel Bryan. Chris, where do you think this is going to go to?
To be honest, man, first of all, let me say I love Daniel Bryan being the champion. If you know anything about his earlier days in Ring of Honor, he is unbelievable wrestler, and I'm just really surprised, honestly, that they put the strap on him this early. I think, honestly, what's going to happen is I think Big Show and Henry will probably end up taking each other out, my opinion, and Daniel Bryan will kind of keep going towards that heel that they're kind of building towards him, where he's kind of the arrogant guy that, you know.
I want to see the 5-second Ring of Honor. He had this thing where he'd pop a submission hold on, grab the ropes, whatnot. The guy would grab the ropes, and he'll say, "I have 5 seconds before I let go." That's kind of the, you know, that's just the BA heel I want to see.
You know, he's doing the arrogant thing where he's cocky, but he really hasn't done anything to earn it. So I think that's going to be another one of those scenarios where Big Show and Henry take each other out, and he ends up retaining.
And he's got the hottest girlfriend in the world in professional wrestling, in my opinion. So, if you will, your predictions.
I believe it's going to be Daniel Bryan. I've actually enjoyed watching him wrestle. I really don't know too much about him back in Ring of Honor, but I kind of like the gimmick they're going with him right now. You know, it's kind of good, kind of heel. You really don't know yet, but I'm more of a heel person, so he's actually excited me on the bad guy part. But I think it's going to be Daniel Bryan. Big Show and Mark Henry's probably going to beat up on each other a lot. Daniel Bryan's going to find a way to get it done.
Obviously, you're wanting to lead. This is the lead-in pay-per-view to WrestleMania. You've heard the reports. The Big Show, Shaquille O'Neal match at WrestleMania. The talk of that going on, being down in Miami, that kind of takes the show question away. And I don't know if you've read the dirt sheets and whatnot. They're talking about turning Mark Henry face down the road. Really? That's kind of the talk. I think by disqualification, that's going to put Daniel Bryan over at this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like you said, the two big men take each other out, and then Daniel Bryan squeaks in for the victory.
I would say so.
So it's a 3-0. It's a 3-0 vote on this one. Next, let's embrace the hate. It is Kane and one of the most awesome masks he's ever worn against John Cena. If you watched Monday Night Raw this past week, Kane took out the Long Island IZ, Zack Ryder, chokeslammed him, broke his back, so to say, took him out of action. Apparently, McMahon thinks he's a ratings killer and not the guy that they wanted him to be. We'll see what happens with that. The screen of John Cena and the hate face.
Right.
Where's this leading to, and what do you think, Chris?
I think they're still building towards WrestleMania, first of all. And Russ and I were actually talking on the way over here a little bit about what's going down with Cena. And we think that Cena is going to end up turning heel officially. He's pretty much a heel unofficially with the fans. You know, they do that.
Except for the kids.
Chant.
The kids absolutely
the kids
love
and the women.
John Cena.
The women as well. Usually it's the kids and the women that are chanting, "Let's go Cena," and then the
Cena
guys.
sucks.
There you go. So he's unofficially a heel, but I think they're kind of building that. I mean, they keep bringing these guys in like Piper. You had Piper come in and talk to Cena about what he talked about when he visited Raw, and now you have Kane saying embrace the hate, and you kind of see it. It's starting to kind of wear on him, but I think he's going to go into Mania, beat The Rock as the proverbial passing of the torch that Hogan did to Rock. Now Rock's kind of proverbially, passing the torch to Cena. So I think they're still building towards that, and I think Cena will end up winning.
Russ?
I think you could have had no better time to have Kane and John Cena's match, considering the storyline there was. Cena definitely was losing fire. Ever since CM Punk and him, fans have really just come out and booed him a lot. Yeah. So it was a great push, the storyline they made. It's going to be really a good match. I like Kane's mask he comes out with now, so that's pretty good. But I see Cena winning that one, picking up a little fire. I don't know how much fire he's going to pick up from the fans, but he's picking up a good bit and go into WrestleMania, and it's going to be a great show.
See, for me, it's all about the money. It's all about how Vince McMahon can pat in his pocket, and I don't see. I see what you're saying with Cena being heel. The thing about Cena and his character, Cena can basically be a heel with everybody but the kids, and still be a face with the kids, and sell the T-shirts, sell the Cena stuff. And I don't think McMahon's going to turn that away. He's got the perfect face heel in John Cena.
Yes, he does.
And where the thing is, everybody that hates him still want to pay to see him just so they can boo him.
Absolutely.
Yet they want to boo him, so that they've got a niche with Cena that I've never seen with any wrestler ever.
And the Cena Sucks stuff is coming out now too, so he's making a killing. I
would watch out for The Rock at the Royal Rumble, though. It's about time for him to come back. Possible screw job. Kane could possibly go over, and I'm gonna say that Kane takes the victory.
That's a good point.
So we got 2 Cenas and Kane. All right. Next we have the WWE Championship between CM Punk and, of course, Dolph Ziggler. Chris,
I love the push that Ziggler's getting. He is unbelievable talent, in my opinion, in WWE. Something that they sorely need, and I love that they're pushing him towards the top. It's about time that he, they get somebody talent-wise that can actually do that. But as far as the match, I think.
And don't forget the ref.
Oh yeah, the ref.
The Executive Vice President of Talent Relations and the Interim General Manager of Raw, John Laurinaitis.
Yeah, I love the thing they did with him and Foley. They finally showed him a little bit of fire by hitting Foley with the mic. That was good. But with them announcing that Triple H is coming back, he's acting like he's trying to change it around all of a sudden. But honestly, I think Punk will. I don't know how it'll go down, but I think Punk will retain.
5 times down the past month, Dolph Ziggler has pinned CM Punk.
Right, and that's a great point. And I think that's just enough. That gives you just enough doubt
to want to buy it.
But I'm not buying it. I think Punk comes out on top.
Russ?
It's actually going to be a great match. I like the storyline building up to it. I've actually liked Dolph Ziggler. I think he's got a lot of talent. He's getting a good push. I like everything from his gimmicks to his wrestling maneuvers. Punk.
I love Ziggler. I'm not even going to lie.
He's good, man.
But I like Punk, too.
I do, too.
Punk, he's had an interesting year. Ever since the him and Cena feud, fans have really picked him up and just ran with it. I think he's kind of been the new face of WWE.
Since the infamous shoot.
Yes, it's the infamous shoot. He's kind of...
I was hoping Monday night, though, when it was when John Laurinaitis accepted the challenge, I was hoping John Laurinaitis would have came out with a... what was it? The dynamic dude shirt. I was hoping he'd come out with a skateboard. I'm like, come on, say one time I'm lacing with Johnny Ace. One more time. I was like, dadgummit, it didn't happen. That's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt. I had to go on my dynamic dude skateboard rant.
But I think it'll be good. It's going to be hard to predict one for that because as you going back to the John Cena, he did say earlier in the year that he will have the title going into WrestleMania, Wrestling Rock. So
that's a great point.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if Punk's going to win it. I have a feeling he's going to lose it by WrestleMania, but to tell you the truth, I'm going to go with Dolph Ziggler on this one.
I'm torn on this as well. They've taken Zack Ryder off, who's the Internet Wrestling Champion. CM Punk right there, Internet Wrestling fan. Folks love him.
Oh, yeah.
Heading into WrestleMania, you still got Elimination Chamber and pay-per-view. If Ziggler didn't win Monday night, I would say that Ziggler would win over, but I'm going to have to go CM Punk one more pay-per-view to lead to a WrestleMania payoff with the Royal Rumble winner, and that leads us to... Yeah. Or do you got another comment about that?
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you, man, do you think that... do you agree with Russ about Cena? Because, a year ago, Cena said he would have the title for the Mania pay-per-view, so do you agree with that? Do you think Cena's going to end up taking it back before WrestleMania?
I really don't know. Could he be a possible entrance in the Royal Rumble after his loss to Kane? You got 25 men. There's always a couple of surprises.
Right.
You got to stop the hate.
Well, it makes kind of sense, honestly, that if they're going to headline WrestleMania, it makes sense to have the WWE title.
But do you need the title on them to really sell the match?
Not really.
I don't think you do, but I think that's one of those things where if he said it's going to happen, I think it is going to happen. And I think he is, I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think he is going to end up taking it back just to make that match even more than what it already is. You know what I mean?
All right. 25-man Royal or 30-man Royal Rumble. Obviously, last year's winner, Alberto Del Rio, went on to WrestleMania to face Edge, and he lost in Edge's last big match before the retirement. Gets inducted to the Hall of Fame this year. What do you think? There's always a surprise entry. Who's going to win it?
There's a couple possibilities, I think.
If you had three, give me three for this one since this is so tough.
Well, I would say Jericho is my #1 pick, although, again, I don't know where they would go with that.
Jericho and Punk. Because think about it, he said at the Royal Rumble it's going to be the end of the world.
Right.
Could that mean end of
something
the world
big?
for
I don't know where it's going, where they're going with that. But if he did something with Punk, I would imagine he would have to be a heel because Punk is so over now. Now Jericho has been doing this gimmick the past couple weeks.
Remember Monday, the video that he showed on the Jeritron 2000
that was great.
Was him winning the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes, sir.
Could that be a clue into what's coming with the card and with him winning the belt?
Very well could. But again, you got to go back to what we were talking about. If Cena is going to end up winning the belt, that kind of makes you wonder where they're going to go with that. So that's my #1 pick overall. Possibility would be Wade Barrett, just because I think they're really wanting to push him to that next level status with, you know, trying to get him into that main event level. That would be my #2, and my possibility of an upset, or not really an upset, but a surprise, would be maybe The Rock comes in. Think about that, you know, and maybe if The Rock comes in and somehow wins or whatever, goes over, that would lead him going into a WrestleMania match with the world champion, and then have, again, going back to Cena getting the belt, maybe have Cena end up getting the belt somehow, and of course that sets that match up perfectly, so you never know.
That was actually a great prediction there. I'd actually have to go with Chris Jericho. You look back in history, a lot of wrestlers took time off to come back for Royal Rumble, usually won it or made a big impact.
Yeah, big impact.
Edge took some time off, come back Royal Rumble a few years ago.
Triple H in Atlanta.
Triple H in Atlanta.
Exactly.
So you actually have to look at Chris Jericho there. I do believe he's going to go on to WrestleMania to wrestle Punk. I don't know how, and that's going to be an awesome match.
Yes.
But I definitely see Chris Jericho definitely making it to the Final Four. I don't know if he'll win it, but that's my point on there. I have to go with Wade Barrett. I think he's getting a great push. I actually like Wade Barrett. I think he's come a long way. He's got a bright future at WWE. So
you got one more possibility?
I would have to say Randy Orton. I don't know where they'll tie him in at, but you know, he's still a main eventer. So you always got to look out for that possibility.
Definitely.
Good call.
Good point.
I'm pretty much on path with you guys. I see Chris Jericho going over, possibly taking on CM Punk at WrestleMania, leading that victory with the world title. As far as 2 and 3, I think the Miz has a shot. I think Monday night, with Miz drawing #1 and them talking about #1 and only winning twice before you know running the distance, I think that puts the Miz right there. Remember last year, Miz headlined WrestleMania. He has great talent, and I think that'd be great for the Miz to come back and you know, win the Rumble. That'll look good on his resume. #3, I'm kind of torn too. Randy Orton possibly. You got The Rock coming back maybe, but you know, like you guys, I'm going to go Chris Jericho. Finally, last year we had Booker T, we had Kevin Nash. This year, any surprise folks that you guys possibly see coming in and participating?
Well, we saw Foley's coming in. That's nice, you know, that he'll have a spot. Jericho announced that he was coming in, so that's really good, like we talked about. Surprise-wise, the only surprise I can see possibly is, again, The Rock. That would be something that I don't think many people would expect, but you never know. I mean, with Royal Rumble in years past, you know, they've had celebrities like Drew Carey, you know, and people like that, so you never can tell, but maybe they do a gimmick with Shaq, since they're talking about him maybe doing, you know, WrestleMania. I don't know if he would want to do Royal Rumble as well, but my surprise would be The Rock, I would say, #1.
Anybody?
I think The Rock, to make an interesting point, Chris actually hit me pretty good talking about The Rock and how it would lead up to WrestleMania. I would like to say if The Rock does enter it, he's going to win it.
Yeah,
There's going to be no doubt there, because he's got to have some serious fire going there. But
That's a good point.
I've actually heard a couple of people talk about on the internet, Jim Duggan. I think he'd kind of be kind of old, but look at Mick Foley. He's old and he's going to get in there. So
yeah, there's been talks about legends possibly.
A couple of legends, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes possibly.
There's something on Dusty Rhodes, but
what do you think, Tony?
I want to throw two names at you that might surprise you. First one's Dave Batista.
Oh man, I
hope Dave
Batista,
Batista coming back. Our number two, the man's looking for work. Brock Lesnar. Think about it. We're leading into WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar retired from UFC. He's officially able to work for World Wrestling Entertainment now.
Right.
Could you imagine number 30 coming out, Brock Lesnar or The Undertaker?
That's another one we forgot. Yeah, Undertaker.
You know, so those are three names
those
that
are really
throwing
good.
out that, you know, folks might not have been talking about, but I was just sitting there thinking, you know, those would be three really good names.
Really good possibilities. Any of those would be really good possibilities. I got to say, I can't stand Batista as far as a worker. I don't think he can wrestle at all. Brock Lesnar is just a freak. That would be great to see him. And Undertaker, you got to respect him for what he is. But, man, he's got to be close to done. Is he 19-0 or 20-0?
19-0.
19-0. So you got to figure a 20-0 nice round number at WrestleMania
for a world title.
For a world title, that might be a fitting end to his, his
Absolutely.
legacy. So you never know.
Well, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget, next month it's Elimination Chamber. You can join us Friday, Saturday, and Sunday leading up to the pay-per-view. We'll have the Kayfabe preview report each and every month leading up to World Wrestling Entertainment pay-per-views. For Chris, for Russ, I'm Tony Potts. Don't forget, make sure you check out www.CoosaValleyNews.com.